Hello. Oh no. Oh no. Hello everyone. I am Tacet and welcome to the stream. My throat is all weird right now. During the give me a second. During the stream earlier that the devs were doing the Q&A thing, I ended up choking on hot chocolate. Went down the wrong pipe and all that, and now not only did I miss part of it, but now I can barely talk. Gosh. I can't do my intro anymore. At least for today, anyways. It should be fine by tomorrow, I'm pretty sure. Probably have a sore throat when I wake up, but anyways. Yes, we did just have the Q&A by the devs, so time to go over most of that. I couldn't take notes on absolutely everything. Some people will be able to fill in the few things that I may have missed, but let's start off with basically summarizing everything that they went over. They went over some of the new UI stuff. I didn't really get to see most of that, though since I can't really describe it with words, that doesn't really matter that I actually missed that part, since I couldn't really show it to you guys anyways. So moving on to the next thing, they are going to be buffing up the VIP rewards slightly. People have been mentioning that the VIP rewards are pretty lackluster at the moment, so they are going to be addressing that in some way, shape, or form. They were referring to a specific question about changing the glory keys to event keys. They were slightly hesitant on it, but they are looking into some way to buff up the VIP rewards without making it too overpowered for people who do not pay any money into the game. They're looking into... I just completely typed this wrong. Oh, they're looking to add a word form for troop kingdoms on cards. They don't want to bring the icons back because it was too hard for newer players to be able to identify the icons. So they're going to be looking into some way to basically put a word-based form of what kingdom indicates on each card. As this current moment in time, as many of you know, there is absolutely no indication on the card that denotes what kingdom it is from, making it relatively hard to really know where the newer troops are from, since the only indication you currently have is the background of it. They are looking to add old lore into the game. They're not quite sure exactly how they're going to be doing it, but as many of you know, there is new lore that they basically add every single week whenever new troops come out, yet none of this is actually in the game itself. It's basically only for forum users who happen to see it. They are looking into some way, shape, or form adding that into the game in the future. They are looking to rework the task system on console and, of course, bring it over to PC mobile. They're also more so looking into, instead of that, expanding out the current event system. Of course, as you guys know, there's this event system thing. They have a lot of icons and assets for this, which they don't even use. There's a lot of stuff that they could expand upon with this, and they are going to be addressing this more into early of next year. Aside from that, like I mentioned, they're going to be likely in the future reworking and bringing the old or the current task system that console has over to PC mobile. So let's see, what's the next one? The big constant downloads on mobile and stuff like that, that will be fixed. They did mention that. Dawnbringer and Arena, they will be doing something with that. They're also going to be fixing the two minigames. They're going to be buffing up the treasure hunt as well as Arena in some way and possibly reworking them to make them more fun and actually intuitive and worth doing as far as their rewards and stuff. Possibly a new minigame for endless use with the new resources too. But they're definitely fixing the old minigames, as I mentioned. They are 100% for sure going to be fixing Treasure Hunt and Arena to make them more viable. But they are also considering adding a new one in the future. When they do end up adding a new minigame in the future, they are likely going to be putting a new resource on it. That, or they're going to be bringing the current new resource on it, which are the diamonds and stuff like that. They're definitely not going to be adding crafting material to Treasure Hunt. They end up mentioning that. If they do, it will likely be on a new minigame, and even then, it'll probably be a very, very small amount. As far as if they're looking to make the game into RNG-based, skill-based, or a mix of both, they said a mix of both. Craftable troops are currently, as we kind of already knew, 100% random. They will be changing this in the future. They also mentioned that they may make the troop rotation more often than once per week, so we'll see exactly what happens with that. Let's see. And they're going to be communicating more as to what's coming in advance to the Soulforge. New things in the Soulforge are coming either later this year or early next year. They are looking to add a, when they do add an update to Soulforge, adding a weapon that should be pretty overpowered, actually. A mythic weapon that's basically going to be like an alchemist or a Valkyrie or something like that. It's going to be the first hero weapon that has a targetable convert. So whatever they add, that could be very overpowered, depending on what specifically it does. Let's see. They might be making kingdoms for Apocalypse, Primordial, Guardians, and all those extra types that don't actually have a kingdom. They're called kingdoms, yet they're not actually a kingdom anywhere on the board. So they are looking into, probably when they expand the map, making those possible capabilities for kingdom choices. Shop will be cleaned up in some upcoming patches, with having less offers, but also rebalance existing offers, because right now, as many of you know, like 90 to 95% of the purchases within this game are a complete waste of money. Only like a very small 10% or so is actually worth spending on. So they're going to be cleaning up, removing all the excess, and making the ones that are available more worth actually obtaining. They're thinking about maybe a crossover with another game, though they're being really picky if they ever do end up doing that. Console is likely to get linked, or is not likely to get linked to mobile. They did mention that is likely pretty much never going to happen. They do have a Christmas mythic coming that they end up spoiling. Spoiler alert, there's a Christmas mythic coming. We don't know exactly what it is, but there is indeed one coming. They're going to be doing holiday skulls in the future. They just need to actually get it implemented. They basically have all the art for it. It's just the coding end I believe they need to do. And they will possibly be bringing in more buyable cosmetics. There actually are 2 buyable cosmetics in the shop. I already have both of them. But they are looking into adding more into the future. And yeah, that's basically all I took notes on. If any of you guys had anything else that they mentioned that you want me to go mention right now, definitely feel free to leave it in chat. Also, let me go say hello to everyone. Hello! Oh no, my throat. I don't know if I can do my hello everyone anymore, at least for today. Well, let me take a sip of water. Gotta clear that throat. Choked on hot chocolate earlier. Okay. Okay. Hello, Gilax. Hello, Major. Hello, Maximuse. Hello, Anarchy. Hello, Strawn. Hello, hello, Techni. Hello, Mitternatched Film. Hello, Henny. Hello, Bridget. Hello, hello, too many names. Hello, Adrian. Hello, Nico. Hello, Zidicus. Hello, Maximuse. Hello, Prescott Valley. Hello, Ayrton. Hello, Matthew. Hello, Dinos Go Roar. Hello, Tasco. Hello, HO. Oh, wait, there was a question. Will you do a video on daily defend teams for Guild Wars? Yes. Though I still need to figure out exactly what works well. Based on what I've been using so far, it's been going pretty bad. I actually do need to go and switch my teams soon. I actually haven't even done it tonight to go fix those. Hello, JZG, but we will be doing that soon. Let's see. Oh yeah, let me go copy JZG's thing too. I need to make sure to copy paste that for any that didn't see it. Did I miss anyone else? Hello D, hello Ajid, and hello Patrick. Welcome all, and hello War. Also, there's the redeem code. We will have another one a little bit later into the stream, but there is the one for Salty's birthday because they ended up giving that out at the end of the Q&A stream, so it should still be active. If not, definitely make sure to use it now. It's one of the better ones too that gives 6 runic trait stones, so definitely go use that as early as you possibly can because it might die in a couple moments now. So but anyways, I'm going to be messing around with Hind mostly today. Going to also use the 2 nerfed teams, and I guess we could reset some of our, as mentioned in a question earlier, I guess we could go reset some of our defend teams too, because I still need to figure out some better teams for that. Which is one of the reasons why I haven't bothered making a video for it, because I do have to say, my current teams are definitely way below the optimal things to be running. The biggest issue with me actually doing a video specifically on that, though, is the teams I'm going to show as the best 6 defense teams that you could ever set wouldn't really help too many people if I did a specific video on that, mainly because very few people, less than 1% of everyone in the game even has what the best team would be for literally every single day. So, doing more of a concept video. The only problem is I've kind of already done concept videos on, what to set. So I don't know. It's one of the reasons why I haven't really done it yet. I don't really know what I would really cover if I was to do a video on, the defend teams. Because I would either be covering the best, which most people wouldn't have, or I'd be covering strategy, which I've done many videos before on. Will you test a team you made and give you some criticisms? Yes, you can go do that. I can go do that right now if you just leave it in chat. Wave Rider team, anyone? Wave Rider? Oh yeah, you're on console right now? We did a video on that last week too, if you want to go look at any of those. But with Wave Rider, isn't he just some kind of bonus this week if you just use him in a team? I just use him within a triple threat and then go from there with him. He creates a blue storm, right? I believe it's a blue storm. You can use that really well with an exploder, so if you want to go something like a Herdmaster, Gorgolfa, something along those lines with him, end up working out very, very well, because you'll keep getting extra turns, and then you can just keep looping him. I end up using him with a Rowan team, and just keep buffing up the Rowan and get the kills that way. I didn't really find a Wave Rider to be too particularly strong. which is one of the reasons why after the event week I basically will never use him again. But yeah, on console it's definitely worth using it this week since he does have that very nice bonus. Elspeth, Emperor, Miststalker, and Death Knight. Blue-brown or brown-blue, what banner? Wait, blue or brown-blue? Oh, with that team, let's see. Elspeth, Emperor, Miststalker, I assume traded, and Death Knight. That would probably be a double blue then. Wait, what are you aiming? Oh, but you're aiming at the Death Knight class, which will give purple to your Miststalker. Or I assume you're doing it for the purple. Oh no, you might be doing it for a different color. Are you doing it for blue on your last slot? If you're doing it for blue on your last slot, definitely do a double blue banner. Would be your best bet. So yeah, I would just go double blue banner then. But yeah, if you go put your team in, there it is. Forest Troll, Green Seer, Loyalty, and Bull Taurus. I'm personally not a huge fan of Bull Taurus, mainly because Rowan is double the damage. The nice thing about Bull Taurus, though, is assuming the enemy team has no true damage, if they do physical AoE to you, like Krakens and stuff like that, you don't need to worry about them reducing your damage. The only big problem that you end up having with a Bull Taurus, though, is he is really, really, really weak as far as how much damage he does initially. Like, as you buff him, he's getting a lot less value compared to a Rowan or any of the other, like, armor buffers. But he's a lot safer because he's a lot harder to do damage to, assuming the enemy has no true damage. But yeah, we'll go test it. It does seem pretty decent. You're just going to go straight into full-blown HP buff and then win out that way. Obviously, if you're up against a Kraken, you'd probably want to reorder some. But other than that, should be good to go. We'll set our banner to a yellow-purple. Actually, what color are we missing? Or are we missing any? I don't think we are. No, we actually are covering everything. Yes, we are. So I'm just going to go a yellow-purple here just to make sure we... Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Fail. We're going to go a yellow-purple here just to make sure that we can go and... where'd it go? There it is. Just so we can get the green seer up very, very quickly. Normally I would set like a yellow-brown or something, but now that the trolls have a 1 higher mana cost, I'm not really going to bother giving them a +1 anymore. I'd rather give it all to the green seer. So we'll let him take a skull there. Could entangle him if we take one ourselves, but I don't believe I will really be needing it. I do want to take mana, though, for her. We need that last little bit, and he doesn't appear to be giving it to us easily. So we're going to go a little bit into Forest Troll. He does take a... Oh, wait, hello. I'm just sitting right there. What am I doing? But we'll go grab that. And he is using Goblin, so we could possibly lose that. Depends how lucky he ends up getting on it. But we'll go throw down on the yellow to green, get that rolling, move that over. And we're going to just need a little bit more for him. We'll just double up, and then we'll pretty much be able to go from there and win the game. Oh, whoa. Let's go take that. Let's actually throw this on brown. Can we get lucky enough? No, we cannot, but we did get his mana. And he did not go for an explosion. He reduced our attack, though, so it's going to be harder for us to use. We'll go and just convert all this out. Actually, probably should have done that on red. But we'll go move that over, get a little bit more of his mana, move that over. Got a lucky blue to land as well. Just double the greens, get that going. Keep it going. Throw this on, I guess, the red here, just so we can finally get a Bull Taurus down. I really need to get some damage. They're starting to break through his armor, but we still have plenty of HP to use with that. Green Seer is almost up, but I don't believe he's actually going to do something to stop us taking mana from it next turn. But yeah, we get our single attack down. We have a lot of HP. Really tanky. Problem is, we only have one thing on the entire team that does damage. And the amount of buffing we need to get him to really start doing his damage is quite a lot. The other slight issue with this is the only way we can really fill into him, I believe, is red. Because we're going to be blocked on yellow almost all the time with our green seer there, since she also does use the yellow. Also, we have a lot of green spam on this team, yet we only have one thing that uses green. This team has way too much green spamming. It has 3 things that can create green, yet it only has 1 troop that actually uses green. Generally, whenever you use a mana generator at all, you want to make sure you have at least 2 troops of the color that you're generating. And in this case, we have 3 mana generators for only 1 single color of 13. And that's just a little bit too overkill. Even if it was something like a 20 mana cost, that would be a little bit too overkill. Let's see. Generally, as my rule of thumb for having mana generators on a team is 1 mana generator for every 15 mana that you need on a major damage source. So for this, we'd only need 1. If we had a total of 30 between 2 troops, we would need 2 mana generators. And if we somehow had 45 of a specific color, we would need 3 mana generators. Though in that case, you probably wouldn't even be able to fit 3, and you would just have to go with 2 instead. But right here, we're going to go get some more HP buffing. I want to make sure we can almost like double shot it. Oh wow, we actually didn't get enough mana there. Never mind. Well, we'll go for a poke. He agiles it. Nothing to really move there. We're just going to go for this and then do it on red, and that should give us our final blow. We're pretty close to it. He's pretty tanky. I'm not going to bother throwing that. We're just going to go for the guaranteed take right there. That was just laying there. So we'll go for another poke. And that is indeed team wipe. But yeah, we end up winning pretty nicely. Has that really huge HP. Yeah, it works. It works. I don't really feel like we need the Forest Troll there. Maybe like a Greenseer Giant Spider combo instead. Greenseer Giant Spider, Loyalty Boltaurus, something along those lines. Infinite Greenseer Giant Spider loop. Then you can just keep doing the loyalty on the purple, so you keep making the board into green and purple, and then eventually you just go for 1-shot or 2-shot Boltaurus. Also, never use this thing against Krakens, it will be destroyed. But yeah, it seems okay. It'll win. A little bit to the slower side, but at least it gets the win. What level should the average player have all kingdoms to level 10? That really depends on how you're playing the game. It can vary quite a bit depending on like what you're doing. But I would say by a level 150, you would want to try to have every single kingdom maxed out. I would honestly aim for it as early as level 100 if possible, though playing the game casually, you'd most likely not get it by level 100, unless it was like your second, third, or upwards account, because most people wouldn't have the knowledge to do so, like what kind of strategy to use. But yeah, as long as you get it by level 150, 200, if you're over level 200 and you don't have everything upgraded yet, you definitely want to start leveling a bit slower. By level 200, you should definitely have yourself one really, really solid team that you can just wipe everything with, as well as all kingdoms at least to level 10. Maybe even a couple 3 stars by then, maybe even some 5 stars by then, because there's so many troops in the game now. I honestly don't really know what the game is like around 200 as this current moment in time. Most of the newer accounts I make range from around the very low levels all the way up to about level 150. So I'm not 100% sure on that area. But yeah, you definitely, by level 150, 200, 100% for sure want to have level 10 all kingdoms. Ideally, you'd want to aim by level 100, but realistically, especially if you're doing quests and stuff, you're not going to get it by level 100 most of the time. Hello, Talkalot. Unless you play like a lot of treasure hunt, that's about the only way you'd really do it by then. You were leaning towards Elamagrim rather than the Amnesia. Oh yes, I would definitely go Elamagrim instead of Amnesia personally. Also, I would wait for Farish Ra out of everything, but yes, if you had to choose between Elamagrim and Amnesia, I would personally go with Elamagrim. Elamagrim, still very, very strong. They did nerf the double troll combo with them. Actually, let me go do that right now. Because of course the 2 trolls that get nerfed, it's still a really, really viable team. It's Rock Troll, Dark Troll, Elamagrim, and Furnace. If you don't have Infernus, you can use Yarl. You can also use Elamagrim and Last Slot as an anti to Devour, if you so choose. I personally don't like doing this because blocking him just, for me, it makes the game too clunky whenever I use this team. So I don't normally bother doing that. Let's see. So right off the bat, we're going to want to get one of these to full mana. It doesn't really matter which, but one of them has to go. So we're going to go for a brown search here. If we get it, we pretty much win. We got it. We won. So that was a good match. Didn't take too long. We just basically get to full mana right here. Keep throwing Elamagrim. Entire team is burned, and it's just infinite loop from here until we essentially win. And if we miss, we have plenty of stuff to throw down. So yeah. And that's basically Elamagrim in a nutshell. Pretty much. That's Elamagrim. And yeah, you can see, trolls are still insanely good. They were nerfed slightly, but when you get the loop going, there's nothing stopping that. Maybe freeze, but if you won on like first turn, I think that was first turn win, ends up working out really well. He's still one of my favorite troops in the entire game, Elamagrim, that is. Let's see. Will you test it? Oh, never mind, I already answered that. Also, was there anything else that you guys mentioned earlier that you wanted me to go and answer? Also, wait, will Salty be coming on Xmas? I have no clue what you mean with that question. Anyone with a... Oh, never mind, I already answered that. But yeah, if any of you still have anything else from earlier, or from the stream from earlier, feel free to mention them if you have any questions. Also, if anyone, from what I mentioned earlier on the stream recap, if I missed anything, let me know so I can go let everyone know what it was. Because I did miss some small portions of it during their live stream. So if there was anything really important that I missed earlier, feel free to let me know so I can go notify everyone. From the consensus that I got, the part that I did miss was mainly just going over UI, which isn't too big a deal. Or, you know, as far as the, because I can't, like, visually show the new AI, so that wouldn't really, or UI, I mean, so that wouldn't really make a difference. You're trolling you? Oh, okay, I see what you mean. Let's see. Anyways, we'll go move that up, get the double. That will give us a brown double as long as he misses. Good, okay. That saved us really hard right there. And as long as this doesn't miss, we're good to go. Perfect. And then we'll go Alamagrim, might miss, and it didn't. Nice. And now we can just keep going from there. And again, infinite loop until the win. Looks like it. This is a little bit worse of a board setup, but still got it. And we'll just double the purple here. Actually, we don't even need it. We can just go in Furnace, wipe that, and down it goes. You now have 4,000 diamonds, but there is no Draculus to craft, and they did confirm rotation is random. Yes, they did confirm that rotation is random. They also said that they're going to be adding more rotations in the future, so they might make it so it rotates like multiple times per week, they end up mentioning. They also mentioned that they're going to likely give some kind of indication as to what will be coming. Obviously right now they can't do that because it's 100% random, but they are going to be tweaking it in the future so that they can kind of say like, oh hey, this next week is going to be this, and then actually there's going to be even more common by week too. They end up mentioning, so it could reset like 3 times per week or something, we'll see. But yeah, they're doing something to address it. How soon, we do not know, but they will be getting around to that, for sure. So we'll go let him do his drain. Whoa, how did he kill that already? How did that take so much damage that quick? As long as we can just double surge this guy, we should be good. Also, now that, I didn't think about that. Now that they got nerfed, I might need to change my banner. Because it's not as viable to run the... Oh, wait, why did I do that? I could have just taken the brown. I didn't realize he was already stunned from earlier. But now that they changed the mana cost on them, I might need to change my banner when I use this team. I forget what I'm currently using right now. But I don't really need a +1 red. I assume it's +2 purple, -1 yellow, +1 red, I guess. Oh, why did I do that? I could have just won with Infernus. That was a fail. Also, thank you, Jason Gray, for the subscribe. Much appreciated. I'll go throw that down, and that's way overkill at this point. Oh, come on, let me cast. And down he goes. Did you answer about when to finish all of the storylines? Not sure if you did. Oh, no, I did not. As far as starting to do all the quest lines and everything, honestly, I would not bother doing any of them initially. When you first start out, the only kingdoms you ever really need to bother with are, well, mandatory ones are Broken Spire, Blighted Lands, and Drifting Sands. These are the only 3 kingdoms that are basically mandatory for you to do. Aside from that, everything else is optional. As far as viable optional kingdoms, those would be things like Zolkari for Tyri, Adana for the Mechanist class, as well as unlocking the Kazale weapon. Kazale for the Kazale weapon, the War and Peace weapon, that is. And maybe Forest of Thorns for Owain, and Karkaroff/Kedar for the Creeping Death from their weapon, as well as the Sorcerer class from here, which combined makes for one of the best hero combos currently in the game. Dragon's Claw may be viable in the future too, because they're adding a really nice hero class to that. Pan's Veil may be viable in the future as well, because they're adding a nice new hero class to that too. But basically every other kingdom other than what I just mentioned is almost dead content as far as completing them. Mainly because the reward for doing so is really, really bad relative to how much EXP it gives your account, which in early game is actually a bad thing. As far as around the level range that you go and try completing all of them out, I would say around level 200. Once you reach around 200, 250, 300, around that point, probably more so at 200, assuming you have a really good team, I would say it's perfectly fine to go do all the kingdoms. By that point, you should hopefully have at least one extremely viable team that is partially or fully traded, as well as partially or fully ascended and leveled. I would assume it's around, like, rare. I mean, by then it would be around, like, legendary as far as your rarity on all 4 of your troops, and they'd all have, like, 2 or 3 traits on them. So around that point, I would say, yeah, it's kind of fine to just go and do all the kingdoms if you want. One nice/bad thing about kingdoms is doing the quest line of every single kingdom gives the most EXP out of anything you can do in the game. You can only ever do them once, but the amount of EXP is really, really huge, because not only do you get EXP from completing the battle, and they're also really easy battles, but you also end up getting EXP every few battles. Every single time you do like a little bit of a storyline, you get additional experience, which you can just skip through to make it go really, really quick, make it a super quick EXP. But that's a little bit of a bad thing early on, because as I mentioned before, your experience can be a downside in 2 areas. When you're doing arena, Who you get placed against is based on your current level, mainly, and basically only your current level, so you can really get messed up there. And in PvP, who you get faced with are based on a lot of factors, including win rate, your team score, and stuff like that. But one of the other main factors is your actual hero level, and the higher that hero level is, the higher people you will start seeing. As you can see, this level 123 right here is actually able to see us right now, most likely, because we can see him, so he can probably see us. So getting higher levels can definitely be a bad sign. But by the time you reach around level 200, every single level you gain by that point is not really going to make as much impact. It's only at the very, very low levels does your level make a huge impact on what you're going to be facing. Let's see. Oh yeah, no problem, Major. Yeah, I still need to do more of the Let's Plays for the early game account. I've been meaning to do that. Definitely need to. There's a lot of stuff I still need to do on the most recent account that I need to show. Tips and just showing stuff. I haven't done a video on it for almost 2 weeks now. Wow, I really need to get around to that. But yeah, we'll be doing that in the near future. Okay, right here, we're going to go just for Dark Troll. We'll let him entangle us. It's not really going to do much. It's perfectly fine. We're just going to go for another brown here. And hopefully we'll be able to get the alignment on this. Ooh, he's going to double green. And he does land some. This needs to hit. Okay, good. We did get to hit. We are frozen right now, though, which is quite unfortunate, obviously. Ooh, a bit of a miss there, too. And he ends up getting Kraken. Don't devour. Good. They did reduce the chance of it devouring, so I'm not as afraid of a Kraken just randomly clipping us like that. So, yeah, that'll work okay. Also, thank you, Chad, for the subscribe. Much appreciated. Do we have a way to fill them up? I could take a purple. Problem is we don't have one available. I can double brown as well. That would be pretty risky. And it would open up us not having a direct way to give him purple. I could take the red-green here, I mean the red-yellow right here. I think I'm going to go for it. And we did indeed get the extra turn drop. Very nice. So, right here, I guess I would take Infernus, man. Actually, we can. We can just do that. I'm waiting for this guy to cleanse already. He does not appear to want to. So I see the extra turn there, but I'm just going to go for Infernus. It's going to clear up most of the board. Maybe I should have taken that. I actually gave him that. We're frozen on this, though. Our main one I need to get unfrozen still has not bothered to do so yet. I'm just going to throw an Elmagrim for damage. And at this point, it's just going to die. And yeah, even if we're frozen, we're still going to win. And now we'll just win it by sheer damage. And down it goes. Your most viable team right now is Dragonian Monk, Dragon Soul, Asha, and Giant Spider. That sounds perfectly fine. Not a huge fan of using a summoner like that in last slot, but other than that, yeah, seems perfectly fine. It does only have one damage source, but Dragon Soul is a very, very huge dragon source. I mean, a dragon source. Damage source. So I think it'll be fine. So yeah, you could definitely work that into late game. That's a perfectly fine, really viable team. You can outlevel your cards in early game, can't you? You can make your cards in early game a lot stronger than everything else around you if you constantly play Treasure Hunt. One nice thing about Treasure Hunt is, well, for one, you can complete out Zolkiri if you don't already have a Tyree to get yourself a Tyree. Tyree can farm maps basically infinitely. She currently can do around, on average, 100 maps per hour as far as farming them for you. So you can then just... what you can basically do is farm up your maps for 1 hour, which will net you around approximately 100 or so maps. Then you spend 2 hours to go use all those maps in the treasure hunt minigame like we're doing right now. And then you end up gaining a really, really large amount of resources that you get 0 EXP from. This is good in early game to basically build up your troops and make sure that your stuff is stronger than everyone else around you. It's also a great thing to do if you ever find yourself falling behind in quests or anything like that. If you find you're losing like way too much, just come into treasure hunt, farm that up a little bit, and you're pretty much just good to go after you do that for a few hours. You'd pretty much build up all you'd need to pass basically everyone around your level range without even spending any money, which is kind of nice too. Because that can sometimes be a factor too. Sometimes people in the early game may look like they have really, really large teams because either they're farming treasure hunt or they do spend a little bit of money. Money spent on this game is generally pretty impactful earlier on. Later in the game, though, you can barely even tell the difference between a person who has paid money on the game compared to someone who hasn't paid a cent, because you eventually reach a threshold in this game. I would say around, well, there's a couple different thresholds. But the first one's around level 500, the other one's around level 1100, where basically every single account essentially looks the same, regardless if they spend $1,000 on the game or $0 on the game. It really just expedites the grind that you initially have to do. That's the main thing that spending money on this game really does. Well, go move that over. Move that one over. Take that down. And what else do we have to go move? Well, I guess we'll just move that. It's already over, so we'll go take that. Get her a little bit of rewards. Yeah, it normally takes around 2 minutes per map, I would say. It can vary if you're like rushing through it or whatnot. But you end up getting a nice range of resources. A little bit of gold, souls, gems, trait stones, and glory. Though this week it's not that viable to do maps for glory. Normally it would be, but with the +5 extra that we get from using Hind in our team this week, it's definitely a lot better just to use her in any random team that you can fit her into. Oops, not budget mind. I want to. All right, well here's a budget one. You can also, instead of Forest Troll, end up using the. I forgot to mention this in the morning video. You can use a Leshy instead, which entangles all enemies, which would work really, really well with Hind. I completely forgot about him when doing the video this morning. Let's see. What else did I miss? Regarding leveling, one other thing that you can skew it is Guild War Victory, which gives bonus XP gains for today. Yeah, that's a little bit annoying that that guild rewards ends up giving you extra EXP. That's actually really, really bad for newer players because you end up leveling even quicker because of that. Yeah, I don't know exactly what they were thinking with that. It's definitely not the greatest of rewards. I'd much rather it be like 50% extra gold or soul gain instead of a 100% extra EXP. EXP doesn't really mean anything in this game for the most part. I even asked that question during the stream, but it didn't actually answer it. I asked it on the forum thingy, and I also asked it during the stream itself. They ignored it. But the question was if they're ever going to be making, reworking how leveling works. I believe Techni ended up entering that too. Rework how leveling works as well as make Hero Mastery actually worth something. Because past around level 300, Hero Mastery in this game has basically no impact on anything. It has pretty major impact when you're first starting off, but then it becomes basically dead content by around level 300. By then you have basically every weapon in the game, and the amount of mastery you get, because it's diminishing over time, every single additional point that you get after a certain point starts to become basically no additional extra benefit. Because at the initially, like the first about 100 points you end up getting in your hero mastery make a really big impact on the surge chance, but everything beyond that point starts to diminish and diminish and diminish to the point that you could get like 100 hero mastery, and I don't even think that would be like 1% extra. It starts to skew pretty heavily. Let's see. Okay. Well, they're all entangled. That'd be good if we actually had mana. Entire team tangled, but nothing to do it with. Okay, well, we'll just go move that down. How do you farm gold? Farming gold, the only way to really do that is play PvP with as quick of a team that you can possibly win with. That's about the only way to really farm gold. There is not really any other method currently within the game that is viable for doing such an activity. It's one of the reasons... Whoa! That Devour on 40% chance. It's one of the reasons why you see basically all late game players essentially only playing PvP. Mainly because that's where all the gold is, and there really isn't any incentive to play anything else other than PvP currently. So that's a little bit unfortunate because there's a lot of other content in this game, like Treasure Hunt and Arena, as well as they did mention they may be adding a new minigame in the future. But currently all other content aside from PvP isn't really worth doing for the most part. It's just because they valued PvP so high with gold, and given that's about the only way to really accumulate it easily, everyone just goes to PvP because gold is one of the most valuable resources you can really get. Even though you accumulate it in quite high masses, it's used for almost everything within the game. Particularly guild tasks is the main thing that it ends up getting used for later in the game to help contribute to everyone in the guild. It's basically the only way you can like trade resources to another player, and then you just get your whole guild kind of benefiting from all the additional stats that you guys end up getting from it. So, or I shouldn't say stats, all the additional resources that you guys end up getting from it. So I tried right there for the extra turn. We, of course, just missed it pretty horribly. I'll go for a poke right there. Nothing else. We do get a little bit of damage down. Trying to get that last little bit. We do have a triple entangle. This better extra turn. We're in trouble if it doesn't. Good. Okay, we got our extra turn right there. Let's hope we can get another one. Come on, keep up the luck. Let's see that extra turn go. Got it, nice. Now we only have a 50% chance. No, maybe I should have aimed at that guy first. Well, 50% chance. We got this. Let's see it 3 in a row. I'm gonna risk it. Go. Oh wait, never mind. We got another entangle. It was 75% chance. Never mind. I didn't see we got the other one. Okay, when will we miss? It's only a matter of time. Let's try again. Nice. Oh, I'm starting to like Hind now. Let's see. We'll take that. Do we go for the kill? Yeah, we go for the kill. Very nice. Extra turn again. Now we're down to 50% chance. Wow, Hind's actually a lot of fun to use. I just wish there was more entangles that were actually viable to use her with. Sure, we'll throw that down. Ah, we finally missed it. It was a 50% chance. Didn't get it that time. Oh yeah, I forgot. We're still entangled. Actually, we're both entangled. That's funny, because I end up getting it off a 4x skull there, which is why he's entangled. Do we not have alignment? Yes, we do. We have it on purple. So we'll go throw that down. We got a double entangle. That's 50% chance. Do I risk it? I think I risk it. Didn't get it. Okay. Well, he doesn't get anything out the greens. He could still easily win this, though, even though we're pretty much completely winning this battle. The main reason being, if he gets another Devourer, we basically lose right then and there. So hopefully he doesn't. Of course. Yeah, that's match. Do we even play out this battle at this point? Rip. Okay, we still have a chance, actually. It's very slim, though. Come on, 25% chance. Wow, we actually got it. Amazing. Yep, there we go. Very nice. Okay, we got this. We got this. Take that. Tried for a skull extra turn, didn't get it. Well, there's no entangle, so it has a 0% chance to extra turn this. I'm gonna wait until we can get like a skull or something. Oh, come on! You have a 100% devour rate. Okay. Rip. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. That's not happening. Well then. What would you say is the best dragon? Dragon Soul, KrissTigger, or Almagrim. Depends on what team you're specifically using. Dragonian Monk in some instances is also really, really, really good. But yeah, if I had to pick only one, I'd probably say KrissTigger. It's actually available this week too through event keys. But yeah, as far as the most powerful dragon is concerned, probably KrissTigger. It's 16 mana cost. It deals damage to all enemies boosted by a chosen color, so you get to remove any color from the board and boost on it at a 2-to-1 ratio. And then it summons a Silver Draken. The Silver Draken has a Water Link that goes right back into it to get even more mana, and it can just keep doing high amounts of damage plus summons. If I'm not mistaken, this is actually the highest damaging summoner in the entire game. It also has board control on top of that, so you can even loop it. What's nice about this is it has an automatic enchant. To this day, I believe it still has the only enchant in the entire game that can be obtained without losing your turn. So, or at least easily obtained without using your turn. So if you do a 4 times into a purple pair, or if you do a 4 times purple, you will automatically get a crystallize on this troop without even wasting a turn. This is generally done by either an explosion into a 3 pair, or simply by taking, of course, a 4 times purple, either with like a giant spider to kind of loop with it, or just anything else that actually creates purples. It also has stone skin, so you can use it as a tank, and it's just overall really, really good. But yeah, I would say that's probably the strongest dragon. Dragon Soul's pretty far up there. Earlier on in the game, it would be the strongest. Later on in the game, it falls off quite a bit to just being average. But still one of my favorite troops, personally, even though it's not the strongest. It explodes a bunch, so it gains a lot of its mana back. It deals at minimum 11 damage to all enemies, assuming no dragons on your team other than itself. And it can do up to 20 damage to all if your entire team is dragons. And it also gains 15 souls, making it one of the best soul farmers in the entire game, as well as the absolute best early game soul farmer, if you happen to obtain it. And other than that, of course, there's Almagrim, who is craftable right now in the Soulforge. Almagrim's craftable in Soulforge right now. I mean, yeah, craftable in Soulforge right now, and KrissTigger is in event keys right now, at least on PC mobile. But yeah, Almagrim deals a lot of damage to all enemies, has one of the best loops in the game, and it's boosted. The gems that it spawns are boosted based on burns on the enemy team, so you can get up to 12 gem spawn, which makes him loop like crazy. What is the best exploder to use with the deer thing? That depends what you're really rolling with. I guess a Gorgoltha? You could do a Gorgoltha Mercy combo if you have that, or even just simply just Gorgoltha. You can use Dragon Soul pretty easily with it. It doesn't have any mana conflict. You can use Poison Master, has 0 mana conflict. You can use Herdmaster if you're running against, like, Freeze, because do keep in mind, if she's frozen, she cannot gain her automatic extra turn that she gets from having enemies entangled. So having a Herdmaster if you're up against Queen Mab may be viable as a countermeasure. just to make sure she gets to retain her extra turn. So it really just depends what you're up against and what you really have to use. But yeah, just about any exploder would really work. Even Ragnagor that has 0 mana conflict, stuff like that. Really just depends what your preference is and what else you're building with it. Is there something that shows how much gold is spent on each upgrade on the guild statues? Trying to figure out what that question is referring to. Is there something that shows how much gold is spent on each upgrade of the guild statues? Oh, are you talking about like a guide that goes over the cost of each task? I've done a video on that before. I don't know if there's a resource online that goes over all of them. There should be. I have no clue where that might be off the top of my head, though. Let me go double check on the forum real quick and see if I can find it. But yes, that information is out there. Let me go see if I can find it real quick. 1 second. What would I look up? Let me look up guild tasks and see if this will bring it up immediately. This, I believe, is kind of what you're looking for. Oh no. Okay, there we go. Okay, yeah. This answers your question. Right there. That link right there. The one I just posted goes over what all the tasks currently are, as well as the cost for each one of them in Ks. So the K just means 1,000, of course. So yeah, that link is basically should answer what I believe your question was to the fullest degree it possibly can. That specific one goes over the changes that occurred in 3.1 change. But still, if you just look at the top chart, that's exactly what all of the tasks are now. So yeah, just go over that. And it shows the cost to the reward that you actually get. And it's nice and organized in the little chart thingy. 22.1 million gold, isn't it? Yeah, it's somewhere around there. I forget exactly what it is. It's like 3 million something per task or something. I know it's like 510 to 530k, I believe. If every single person does that within your guild, that ends up becoming how much you need. So let me see. If I do like 530k times 30, that's around how much it is. Not the exact. I forget what the exact is off the top of my head. It's around 15.9-ish million. Somewhere around that general ballpark is how much you need to max out all the guild task thingies. Let's see. Well, we'll go take a blue over. Oh yeah, I still haven't changed the banner on my other team because of the troll change. I still need to change all my troll teams to reflect the change that happened with the nerf. I haven't changed almost any of their banners since the nerf that they got. And there are a few of them that do need to be tweaked due to the nerf. Okay, well, do we have a double of green? Not really, but we're going to still attempt it. So we'll throw that down. Didn't get it, unfortunately. We might actually lose this battle. I might just have to keep picking on 1 trophies whenever I use the Hind team. Hind isn't particularly good. She's a lot of fun to use and mess around with, but she's not particularly strong. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, she's basically just like a goblin, essentially, with a higher reliability, because you actually have to do something to make her work well. But you can make her even stronger than a goblin, but more often than not, she's going to be weaker than a goblin if you don't have the setup for it. So she's a little bit annoying in that regard. And in some cases, it might just be better to use a goblin than even bother with her, because of how frustrating it might be to just constantly get those entangles that you need. Alright, well, we'll go move all that over. We have a skull poke here. Don't think I'm really going to bother with it, though. We're tanky enough to go hit like 2 or 3 shots there, so we'll just let it tank. Get ourselves a green stare down. That will give us Yasmin, and then we can just throw everything from there, and hopefully win. Yeah, no problem, Staggerly. I assume that's what you wanted then. So, good. We'll go take out this, because we're going to be needing to hit that down first anyways. Wow, we got very little mana right there. Very, very low. We'll take that first. That does ruin our other one that I was going to take, though. We could just take down the green. Yeah, we'll do that. Get our little skull poke. Not enough to kill, but he's pretty much there. I could take this blue and maybe hope that we randomly get it. Yeah, we go for it. I didn't get it, though. Ooh, that kill on our Yasmin, too. That's basically our main damage source. We still have damage without it. It's just not as good. Oh, and of course he goes for the drain immediately. That's definitely not good for us. Any drops that we have? No. No, we do not. So we'll just go for a skull poke here. That will get the kill. But not looking that good, that is for sure. We'll try for like a nice double here if we can. We have a single entangle. Not really as much as I would want, but okay. I really, really wish her ability had a entangle on it. I think she would be a lot more viable if they were to do that. On top of everything that it already does, make it so it also entangles whatever she hits. That would make this a lot more convenient trying to use her, I feel. I'll go move that. I don't think it would make her overpowered either. It would definitely make her a lot stronger though. But she kind of needs it. Okay. Well, we'll take the skull poke here. I was hoping for a double. Didn't get the double though. So we'll go poke him right here. I'm not going to take the down there. Let's go throw that down, get a green seer, and that is matched, basically regardless of what we do here. Whoa, a lot of stuff falling down, but we can just take the skull, and down it goes. You're just added Hind to your dragon team for bonus trips. Yeah, that's probably the easiest thing to do. Is just putting it in the triple dragon team, or not even the triple dragon team, the tanky version of the dragon team. Well, I guess you could use it with a Dragonian monk if you wanted to, but this team right here is putting a Hind in the back here. It's probably the most viable thing we could really get away with. Gorgolfa, KrissTigger, Dragon Soul, and whatever the event trip is. For the longest of times I was running this, I stopped using it for a while, back when drain spam was heavy, but it has come and passed, so I guess I could start using this again. It plays exactly the same as you would normally play the team. And you don't even really need to use whatever the event trip is. You can if you want, but it's not required in this setup. And then we just get our little bit of pokes of mana here and there. Keep getting our Gorgolfa up. Ideally not give him too much. Don't want him killing anything, if we can help it. Let's move that over, get a Dragon Soul down, get that nice little bit of damage. Go throw the explosion, so we can go throw another one, and then we can just KrissTigger into the Dragon Soul, pretty much for the win right there. And then that'll be match, and we're good to go. Yep, and we can just do stuff like that with the Hind, and we still end up getting our bonus 5 glory, because the only requirement was to actually use her in our team. Even if she dies, we still end up getting the bonus 5 glory. As you can see, we get 13 glory from it, between everything. That's exactly the team you're using, yeah. I've suggested this a lot of times in the past, mainly because it's pretty much the most viable thing you can do, where regardless of what the 4th troop is, you will automatically win. Because the entire team is only ran out of the first 3 troops. The 4th troop has absolutely no impact on anything whatsoever. It's just there as extra. You can literally not even use a 3rd troop and this team would still win perfectly. Because it doesn't actually need it. It just has a 4th troop just so you can win better. It's not required to actually win though. It just speeds up things. Let's go throw that down, get a red right into Dragon Soul, and then just keep looping those two basically back and forth until we eventually miss, then we throw Gorgolfa. But ideally, you can just keep doing KrissTigger Dragon Soul back and forth until you inevitably win. And that's basically the game plan with this. Oh, I should have taken purple there. Oh well, I guess it's not too big a deal. You get just Dragon Soul into that, and then another KrissTigger. And that is match. Get rid of green. Just because it's more damage, though I think it would have died regardless, and down it goes. Yeah, that's basically what you do for it. Or at least a option that you can do for it. Let's see. You have found Green Seer Yasmin's chosen Elspeth, or I think that says Elsbev, Hind to be quite well for the fast battles. T1 for casual. Yeah, I haven't been testing the 1 trophies as much with it. Because what you run for 1 trophy sometimes changes depending on, compared to running on 2 or 3 trophies. Because on 1 trophies, generally your goal is win as quickly as possible. And you don't really have to worry about the difficulty factor because they're generally pretty weak. Even early on in the game, 1 trophy battles tend to be quite winnable. Just because of how low statted they are. Throat is still being all weird from choking earlier. I have no clue how I managed to do that. I was watching the Q&A stream, and then I just randomly start choking on my hot chocolate. Which is really annoying, because it was, well, hot, so it hurt. Let's see, we'll go throw that down on brown, so we get our extra turn there. Throw down blues. And now we just Dragon Soul into KrissTigger. Hopefully we get enough mana off of it. Actually, given that I just taken out blues, probably not. So let's go for another Dragon Soul. That would have been a win if we actually had the KrissTigger there. Maybe I shouldn't have taken away from blue, but oh well. Let's match. Hey, let me go do dungeons. I still haven't done that yet. I always forget to do that on Mondays. My blues are actually the lowest color I have because I always forget to do them. Fail. I'll go claim all these. Thank you for our souls. And let me go claim the dungeons. Okay, so let's go fight through these. Let's go roll it with, let me go use Kraken team. I haven't really been running Kraken since it got nerfed. Forest Troll, Double Kraken, Queen Mab. Of course, Kraken got nerfed, and Forest Troll got nerfed. Won't really make too big of an impact, though, because they're already insane, even with the nerf. Because it's mainly the traits that are making them good, not their ability themselves. But they didn't even touch the traits for whatever reason. Or at least on Kraken and Queen Mab I'm referring to. The traits on the trolls are perfectly fine. That doesn't need to be changed. Actually, I think the trolls are actually perfect right now, as they are. It's mainly Kraken that really still needs to be tweaked. Do you know anyone that has received a mythic from summoning stones? No. I know it is possible. The only reason why I do not know of anyone who actually has found it is mainly because no one opens summoning stones. And if they do, they open very, very small amounts. But basically no one's opening them, so there's really no chance for anyone to barely ever get them. The only people that's really viable to open them for is extremely new players that need basically everything. If you're not an extremely new player that needs essentially every troop in the game, it's almost pointless to even bother opening them up, because they have very, very poor value if you end up getting a troop that you already have upgraded to Mythic. There's no point in doing it if you already have most of your troops to Mythic already. So a lot of late game players aren't doing it, and those are the people that actually have all the resources for them. But yeah, it is possible. It's essentially just a gem key for a specific color that can only drop a troop. So if you do a red one, it will give you an ultra rare or higher of a random red troop within the game. And that could be an ultra rare, it can be a legend, could be a mythic, who knows, if you get lucky enough. Oh, and it can be an epic, of course. So either a ultra rare, epic, legend, or mythic. And the chance of it being a mythic is around 1 in 1,000. So obviously, there hasn't been many reports, if even any, of people getting them. Because most people that do opening them, like even if I open every single one I have right now, I believe that's only about 65 to 70 of them. And I would have to open about 1,000 of them to get a mythic. So of course, obviously, the chance of getting one off of one of them is pretty unlikely. I don't even know if there's been one report of it yet because of that. Yeah, it's a 1 in 1,000 chance, so it's very, very unlikely to actually occur, specifically off of them. Oh, come on, Kraken. There we go. And I assume they're the same drop rate as gem keys. The devs basically describe them as essentially being gem keys, so that's what I assume as far as their drop rate. They could be slightly more so in one direction or the other, not 100% sure. No one has really opened enough of them to have good data on it, other than what the devs have told us directly. There we go. Dungeon's done. That didn't take too long at all. But yeah, is there any other... I had to get rid of this scarred throat from that. But anyways, is there anything you guys want me to answer, or questions, or anything of the such? Feel free to leave them in chat. Otherwise, we'll probably start wrapping up for tonight. Oh, before I do, redeem code. I gave out the salty birthday one, but I didn't end up giving out my own. Let me go do that, guys. I can't forget. I'm surprised no one reminded me. Or maybe they did and I just didn't see it. Yeah, let me go do a redeem code thingy. Completely forgot. We did the one earlier, but that was Salty's birthday code. That wasn't actually my code. It was the one from the Gems of War stream Q&A thing that they did. Give me 1 second. Trying to find where on Earth it is. Oh, Salty changed her icon to Salt. That's perfect. The Salt meme thing, she changed her thing to. Let me just go copy these. I haven't actually copied them yet. Let me go copy all of them so I can go and keep track of which ones I have and have not used. And then let's go post one of them. Let's see, which one of these should we go use? I guess we'll just go down the line. They all seem to be completely random this time around. No custom ones of any kind. Actually, some of them are somewhat custom, but there we go. Okay, so we'll go with this guy. Copy that, get the link for it. 1 second. Put that there, copy that, and put that into chat twice. There you guys go. There is the redeem code and where you use it, gemsofwar.com. Sorry about that. Gemsofwar.com underneath the game code section. So let me go to use that myself. Put in my invite code, put in the redeem code. I'm not a robot, and done. And we got it. Success. It is working. For any of you that don't know, your invite code can be found underneath settings, underneath right there. Whatever your game says there is what you put in. Unfortunately, console cannot use it. Anyone on anyone on PC mobile can though. So if you are, definitely make sure to go use that. Also, if anyone's watching after the fact, this is being given out at such late in the stream that it may still be working. So definitely double check it just in case. Anyways, let me go and get the normal reward. And let me open up 2 keys because I still had the one from Salty's code as well. Come on, let me click. And that gives the normal reward of 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. And let's just use both of them. Gem key number 1, Naga Queen. And gem key, hey, Dark Troll! You got nerfed, but you're actually one of the better trolls. So that's nice. That would have been more useful if it was on my other account. But, oh well. At least we got it nonetheless. I think we have like 1 billion of those trolls. Let me see. We have probably like 100 something. No, 33. Actually, that's a lot lower than I thought. That one we have over 100 something. I believe because this was the first troll, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty sure Sea Troll was the first troll. Actually, you can probably tell their order just by how many we have. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. Because I know for sure he was 5th, and I know for sure he was 1st. So that makes perfect sense. Basically, how many copies of the trolls we have is when they came out. So 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and of course Lava Trolls coming in 3 weeks. I believe it was November 24th. Somewhere around there. I think it's 2 or 3 weeks from this event week or something. We'll be getting the Lava Troll. So we'll get to see exactly what he can do. Should be a lot of fun to mess around with that guy. He's basically just like all the other trolls, except for, of course, red, which would be the last of the doubling of the troll color teams. Hello, James. Welcome. Also, what was that link that you posted there? Community something something. Let me go see. Techni, what was your post? Oh, you did get a mythic off a summoning stone. Sweet. Yeah, it can happen. Yeah, someone has gotten it. It's just very, very rare. Wait, he got 2 What? What? He got 2 mythics off of some amount of summoning stones. What on earth is that luck? Wait, 4 summoning stones, he got 2 mythics. That is insane. He got Wolf, Garrick, and Infernus off of 4. Wow. That is ultra, ultra lucky. Maybe it is higher than 1 in 1,000. Who knows, but wow. That is excessively lucky. 50% of what he opened gave a mythic. Obviously, it's not that high of a rate. That would be amazing if it was 50% drop rate. Yeah, November 20th for the Lava Troll. Thank you, William. Actually, I have the link up, too. I don't know why I just didn't check it. Let me double check. Yep, you are correct. Oh, wait. That's in 2 weeks from now. Not next week, but the following week. Oh, that's a lot closer than I thought it was. Nice. So yeah, Lava Troll. Not next event, but the following event. He will be coming. So we'll get to mess around with him, see what we can do. Should be a lot of fun. We'll finally have all the trolls in the game to mess around with. The only bad thing about Lava Troll, unless they've changed it, let me double check. No, he's a purple-yellow, which makes him kind of pointless. All of the other trolls are a different color than their mana generator counterpart, the converter. But in the case of Lava Troll, he's the same color as, what's his name? Hellcat. He's also the same mana cost now as Hellcat as well. So he's basically just Hellcat, with slightly different traits. So that's not really that big of an impact. They're basically the exact same troop with different names. They're both going to be played almost exactly the same. And personally, I feel like I'd still stick with Hellcat in most of these situations instead of Flame Troll. Not sure if they're going to change that before the patch actually comes out. But that seems kind of redundant now. He's the only one that's really like that. It seems kind of pointless. When Lava Troll, when Lava Troll comes in, it's just going to be another Hellcat. It's just going to be Hellcat version 2, essentially, is what that guy's going to be. Oh, you end up getting a bone damage from it? Nice. Yeah, definitely everyone make sure to use the code. Do I still have it on copy-paste? Let me just go copy-paste that again. But yeah, everyone make sure to go use that. Anyways, does anyone have any last-minute questions? Otherwise, I believe I am going to be heading out for the night. Also, hello, Mortax. Welcome. But yeah, any other questions, feel free to leave them. We'll be back tomorrow to start off the the Guild Wars again for the week 27. So many weeks keep going by. Before you know, it's going to be like week 50. Feels like it almost just came out. There's still a couple tweaks they need to make. They really need to get in that 27 out of 30 thing. There's something the community was asking for. I didn't have as much of an issue with it this week. I believe we have a fully recruited guild. Yeah, 30 out of 30. But many weeks, it can be really frustrating on Mondays to make sure that you actually have 30 out of 30. If I go in the global chat right now, I'm willing to make a bet I can find 5 recruitment threads in like 10 seconds. 1, 2. Okay, maybe not that many. 3. Okay, I found 3. But a lot of people, 4. A lot of people recruit in the global chat on Monday. A lot less this week, apparently. But it's normally overly crowded with people trying to recruit for their guilds. And it's just one gigantic mess because everyone's frantically running to try to get those slots filled. But if they do 27 out of 30, that would completely get rid of all the stress of having to deal with that. Tacet, start random troop challenge video series again? Yes, I definitely do need to start doing those more often too. They're really, really simple videos for me to make, and a lot of people really like them, so yeah, we can definitely start that up again. Actually, what chests could we do this week that would be worth it? Well, I don't really need to do events. I guess I could do it for glory. The biggest issue, though, is I basically always have to do them on glory. Glory or gold keys? Gold keys make it the most challenging. Glory keys makes it the most interesting because it has the widest range of troops. Gem keys, I generally don't do random troop challenges on, mainly because we need them for actual specific troops. Though we could get a Scorpius out of it. Okay, maybe I will do a gem key random troop challenge this week, because there's a small chance we get Scorpius. Out of any week, that would probably be the week to do it. Event keys, I normally can't do it on because there's nothing I need. Guild chests, you guys already know what I'm saving those for when they change the drop pool. And VIP chests are way too expensive to ever do VIP, or to ever do the challenges on. Though Scorpius is out, maybe we'll do it. It makes for a kind of interesting video. Maybe we'll do a nice mix of them. What's really fun to do is when we do like one for each key. So if we do like glory key, then gem key, then like VIP key or something like that. Maybe we'll go do that sometime this week then. We'll do one glory key random troop challenge, one gem key random troop challenge, and one VIP random troop challenge. Try saying that 5 times fast. All in one video sometime this week. That sounds like a plan. I want to do it while Scorpius is still in the drop pool though, so we can maybe get a second copy of him. I honestly wouldn't mind getting a second copy. I'm not going to go too far out of my way, but a random troop challenge would be the perfect way to kind of open some without, let me see. What am I looking for? Yeah, he's still until Friday, I believe. Yeah, he still has another, like, actually it doesn't show the timer. Why did I not have a timer? They should put a timer on it. Like, it shows 6 days, 4 hours for this guy. It should show, like, 4 days, 4 hours for this. Or 3 hours, 3 days, 4 hours, whatever. Whenever the Friday reset is what timer it should say right here. Because this guy's only in the drop pool until Friday, the Friday reset. Is it worth disenchanting once you have 4 times level 20 of everything? Yes. I want to say yes, because there's really no point in having more of 4 times of a troop once you have it at Mythic. Personally, I still hoard mine for 2 reasons. One is it shows this number on your page, which would make it, it just makes it look nicer. But also, if you're not a guild owner or in a nice guild already, having a high number here would be a good indication to players that are trying to recruit you to see if you are a good player, if they see that you have a lot of troops. The other reason that you may want to keep it is they have not ever 100% confirmed said that they are never going to have a purpose for additional copies of troops. They said that it is very unlikely, but they have never said that they will never do it. So I'm holding out just in case they ever do it again, because I know how devastating it was the first time. Everyone's like, hey, you said you would never make it so we need extra copies of troops, and then it was like, and then everyone just started like basically saving every troop they had just in case it ever happened again. It hasn't, but you never know. But yes, basically if you have 4 copies of a mythic, as this current state in the game, you can basically just disenchant everything you have that's beyond 4 copies of a mythic of a troop. At that point, if you desperately need the souls, yeah, just go and disenchant them. But don't do it any earlier than that. Definitely make sure you fully ascend and make sure you have at least 4 copies of it before you go and just scrap them, because it's really, really good value to get everything to mythic. You will regret over disenchanting if you do it prior to them being mythic, mainly because later in the game it becomes really hard to start to upgrade the kingdoms, and starting early is a great way to work towards that. And you never know when a troop might get buffed. Something that's useless now may be really good in, like, let's say a few months from now, who knows. But they do rebalance quite a few things. Let's see, what is the next event schedule? Tables link? Oh, let me go get that for you. There's a really nice one from, I forget who made this, but this website, right there. There's all the things that are coming in the near future. Let's see. Yeah, no problem, Tasco. It's a bug, or they take it down? Wait, what's a bug? I have no clue what's a bug. I have no clue what you're referring to with that. You got 2 Scorpius and 50 VIP. Very nice. Is it... Oh, never mind. I already answered that question. Oh, take my tribute? Oh, no, I already got that. No, I hate when I see my flashing tribute and don't take it. I have to. Even in the video earlier this morning, I was like, oh, tribute, I gotta take it. Sometimes I try not doing it during videos, but it's always just so tempting to go click on it. It's like, gotta get that resources in. But yeah, it's just a habit of having to click on that. Anyways, guys, I'm going to be heading out for tonight. Thank you all so much for coming down. If you're wondering what was up with the Q&A, I answered, or ended up re-summarizing it all at the beginning of the stream, so you can even go back in that, or watch it after the fact later. We end up covering that. Don't forget to use this redeem code. Oops, I have a different thing on my copy paste. 1 second. Don't forget to go use this redeem code real quick if you haven't, if you're on PC mobile. That one should still be good. We posted it like 5-10 minutes ago, so it should still be active. So definitely make sure to go use that real quick before you go out for today. But anyways, guys, I'll see you all tomorrow night, same time as always, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 hour prior to now tomorrow. And yeah, we'll try fitting in a random troop challenge. There's still a few other videos I want to get down. I'll hopefully be able to record the stuff for my Let's Play account too. There's been a lot of stuff I've been wanting to do. There's still been a lot of progress I need to make towards that account before I can really show some things, but definitely need to get some kind of video out for it. It's been a while now since I've shown anything, and I know some newer players, it would help them out. But anyways, guys, thanks for coming down. Much appreciated. I'll see you all later. Have a good night, have a good week, and goodbye.